segment again. How do you play that, man? That's just hilarious.
Do it again. Welcome back in, everybody. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. It's the Halloween show. We just did something that we probably never done in our lives, I don't think. While we were in studio, we listened to the history of the Titleist golf ball and had a good laugh. So anyway, if you guys want to check out the history of the Titleist golf ball, go to golftalkradio.com. It's on our podcast page. It's pretty funny.
So
I have to admit.
We have been talking about the darker side injuries and mishaps and things and people who've unfortunately gotten killed on the golf course. We do it in spirit of the Halloween, but also our job is to help and educate and to grow the game, right? We don't want to eliminate the game. So how do you carry an injured golfer? You're walking around and playing with you, and whack, you get hit with this golf ball and a shaft, right? And so first you have to face the injured person. These are tips, right? So you guys write this stuff down. Face a person, prop the victim upright in a sitting and partially standing position. Lean into his or her body. Have the injured golfer bend forward over your shoulder, basically the fireman's lift here, right? And so your head and arms are behind you, and your legs are in front of you. Your legs are in front of you. Put your arms around the legs and stand up. Are you writing this down, Mike?
I'm looking at
pictures right now.
Walk the victim
to the clubhouse. Do not throw him in the back of a cart. Do not run him. Do not tie him to the back of a golf cart. Walk him to the clubhouse.
Gotcha.
So now if you're with somebody, you lay the golfer on his back. So now you can do the deadlift carry, not the fireman lift.
Mm-hmm.
This is better. The injured golfer should be sitting upright on the ground. Carrying partner should be facing you and the other side of the victim's his or her legs. You want to kneel down, slide your arms to the victim's under the armpits, around the chest. Instruct your partner to kneel between the victim's legs. Right, and then your partner should place your arms around the knees and legs as he's lifting him or her with handles like a wheelbarrow. Right, you want to hold him up under the knees like you're walking a wheelbarrow.
So I'm going to grab him by his feet and walk him like a wheelbarrow.
Slide up to the knees, under the knees. Grab by the feet first.
Yeah.
Go down to the knees, and then lift up and walk. And
walk him like a wheelbarrow.
I have the chest and the head the other way.
I got you. So this is two people.
This is two people.
Now. Oh, I thought it was one person.
So we're here to help. So just in case that's what happened to you. Now, if you were unfortunate enough and you got hit in the bad place.
The cojones?
Yeah. So this is if this is you, if you want to survive being hit in the cojones, lie down immediately. Do not walk around. Cover your private parts and shield the area from further injury.
I've done that
Clutching yourself will probably be your natural reaction by hitting the ball, by getting hit by the ball or a club.
I'd be down on the ground as soon as I was hit.
Not good. Apply a cold back to the injured area, even if you have to use a cold beer can or soda, and to reduce the smelling. Use ice, a bag of cloth, or a can of soda or beer. Like I said, this will help reduce the swelling. Do not apply too much pressure. Extreme pressure may cause more pain. You don't want to be slamming a can down in that area. If the pain is significant and does not subside within a few minutes, inspect your injury, or have Mike inspect your injury. Remove your pants to get a better look at the swelling and check for irregularities. That doesn't look good.
Is it supposed to look like that?
If the pain lasts for more than an hour or this area is significantly bruised or bleeding, seek a medical attention immediately. So we're here to help, man. Those are your survival tips if you come across an injured golfer or if you get hit yourself. Ouch. That's a different color.
That's a different color.
So, how do you like the Halloween show, man? Are you good?
I'm good. It's so funny. I have all these links. I haven't even tapped into any of them, which is probably a good thing. I was looking to see if I had anything that's...
I got my break in my pro's ankle when I was 11.
Oh, God.
remember, it was his good foot. He had a club foot on one leg.
Yeah.
And I busted his back with a golf cart. I slammed. Oh, my God. Broke his ankle like first day of summer. It was very sad.
That's insane.
He was not happy. And I hit the mud wasp nest. That was a bad day for me. I was looking for golf balls and sliced off the top. The mud wasps build their nests underground. So I was going through the weeds, and I took the top of this nest off, and I looked down, and it was like something out of like Independence Day, because you look down and you saw these little creatures staring back at me, and they realized they were fully exposed now.
Oh, God.
Launched, man. They all came up at me like, charge! Zing! Man, into my face, and I started running like crazy. My brother was freaking out. He was getting stung. Those things are mean, man. But I just happened to talk about slow motion. I looked down, they looked up at me, and I'm like, this isn't good. They're purple. They're purple, and they're fast.
That would be bad.
I got stung about 8 times. So I was just a little kid then. I remember that day. I didn't find many balls either. My dad would give me like a dime for a Titleist, man. It was a big day.
So we were talking a lot earlier in the show about golf carts and stuff like that. And I have people ask this all the time about when they're on a golf course. If someone gets hurt or they damage a house or they damage, property. I found a great article just to kind of soften this up a little bit.
Good.
It's called The Assumption of Risk Doctrine. So it arises out of common law, and it states that in instances where a person knows the risk of an activity, that person accepts the risk when voluntarily engaging in the pursuit. Key to the definition is the person must know the risks involved in the activity. So therefore, the doctrine applies to golfers who are hit by errant golf balls, or if they're hit by a club. These types of accidents are considered just part of the sport of golf and to be expected. So a few years ago in Wisconsin, I found this fascinating. There was a golfer that was struck in the right side of the head with a golf ball. It was hit by his partner. Jeez. That guy actually took his partner to court, suing for the hospital
bills.
Damages, or bills and damages that were caused to him personally, because he had a cerebral hemorrhage.
Jeez.
And they found that no one was liable because both golfers assume the risk when they get on the golf course. They get hit by golf balls, hit by clubs, they could get hit by a cart, they could fall out of a cart. And the same goes for if those golfers hit a house or do damage to a property.
What about the homes? Do they assume the risk?
They assume the risk because they know that there's going to be a possibility that the ball's going to fly out of the golf course and do some damage to a car, to a home, or hit somebody off the course even.
So it's really nobody. They're really nobody's faults. They're just accidents.
Yes.
So even the house and stuff, because there's always people that broke my window. Who's going to pay for my window? I've had people come in the golf shop, right?
Yes.
My house was just hit. Who hit it? They're responsible. So basically, it's assumption of risk that unless you can prove malice or intent. I'm assuming, right? I mean, if I was aiming at you.
Yes.
Right. I mean, but otherwise, who knows? Who hits it straight anyways, right?
So here's another part of that doctrine. This is really interesting. They found that people who live on homes around golf courses, if they do get hit by a golf ball, they assumed the risk when they purchased the home on the golf course. So this whole thing, as I was reading this, and I actually was reading this morning, it's fascinating to me because we have people when they hit a home up where we're at the golf course I'm at, they assume the liability. But
the players
do. But this is saying also the homeowners, like if you buy a home off the third tee and it's 220 yards out on the right hand side of the third hole, which is a par 5, which most people hit drivers, and your house keeps getting hit. You knew that going in. Plus, it probably increased your value of your home living on a golf course, right? Right. So, so how come the player's responsible then? I mean, that's going to be settled in court if it goes that far. Probably so here's where the exceptions to the assumption of this risk doctrine don't apply. If the golfer is angry and intentionally slams a ball into another person,
that's what I was just saying.
Somebody's home or somebody that's off the golf course intentionally, it does not apply. This is interesting too. If the golfer is inebriated.
Oh, that's huge. That's a big
difference. And acts negligently in a way that he or she was attacking the golf ball and it hits somebody, it hurts the property, it doesn't. Or if a golf cart was driven in a negligent way or by a drunk golf cart driver.
Which happens, as you know, way too much. So what if you had too much to drink and you're just playing golf and you actually slice one, not angrily or intentionally, you're just playing golf and it goes and hits something and damages something. So if they came back and tested you for your blood work and found out
you'd be negligent.
You'd be negligent just because you're drinking.
Yeah.
It's kind of like drinking and driving.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
It's interesting, isn't it? So it is exactly like that.
Yeah. So there you go. So
well, we survived another Halloween show.
Yeah. We'll have to do this again for another year, buddy.
Happy Halloween, gentlemen.
Hey, thank you.
You too, Mr. Hop.
Thank you, Hop, so much for all you do. Appreciate it. Keep it on course, everybody.
Thank you for all the sounds.
Stay safe.
And what about Pond of This?
Oh, I don't have one, man. I'm still creeped out.
Just think about all the things we talked about today, people.
Maybe we should treat golf carts with more respect.
Don't drive drunk.
Don't let
you drink your milk.
Don't let your kids drive those carts,
Don't
people.
strap them in.
Tapioca.
Falling out.
Old yogurt.
Tastes funny.
Torn underwear.
Replaced.
Do I have any on?
KGEO.